Have you ever looked up at a stormy sky, heard the clap of thunder, and felt a sense of awe? For many indigenous cultures of North America, that sound isn't just weather, it's the voice of a powerful, magnificent being. The Thunderbird, this immense, eagle-like creature, is said to create thunder with the flap of its wings and shoot lightning from its eyes. It's a bringer of rain, a force of nature, and a powerful spiritual entity. But what if, one day, the thunder just stopped? What would a world without the Thunderbird be like? Across the continent, from the Pacific Northwest to the Great Lakes, stories are passed down through generations, and among them are hushed tales of a time when the Thunderbird vanished. These aren't just myths, they are cultural memories, cautionary tales about a world thrown out of balance. The legends don't always agree on why it left. Some say it was angered by human disrespect for nature. Others whispered that it flew away to fight a great evil in the spirit world, a battle so immense it demanded all of its attention. A few stories even suggest it simply went to rest, weary from its eternal duty of bringing the storms. Whatever the reason, the result was the same. A profound and terrifying silence. Imagine a sky that never rumbles, a summer that passes without a single soul-shaking clap of thunder. The legends describe an eerie calm that settled over the land. The air grew heavy, stagnant, and thick with an unspoken anxiety. People would look to the clouds, waiting for the familiar flash of lightning, listening for the drumbeat of the Thunderbird's wings, but only silence answered. The world felt muffled, as if a vital part of its heartbeat had gone missing. This silence wasn't peaceful, it was unnatural. For the tribes who revered the Thunderbird, its absence was a catastrophic spiritual event. It was like the sun deciding not to rise. The Thunderbird wasn't just a weather maker. It was a critical link in the spiritual ecosystem. It cleansed the world with rain, asserted the power of the sky, and maintained the sacred balance. Without its presence, elders and spiritual leaders grew deeply concerned. They saw it as a sign that the connection between the physical and spiritual worlds was broken. The world was out of harmony. Prayers were offered, ceremonies were held, and offerings were made, all in an attempt to understand what had gone wrong and to plead for the great bird's return. The people felt a collective sense of guilt and fear. Had they done something to offend this mighty spirit? Had they taken the life-giving rains for granted? The lack of thunder was a constant, unnerving reminder that they were adrift in a spiritually weakened world. It was a silence that spoke volumes, echoing in the hearts of every person who understood its true meaning. Soon, the spiritual imbalance began to manifest in the physical world. The most immediate and devastating effect was an unnatural drought. Without the Thunderbird to cool the storms, the rains ceased. Creeks and streams that once babbled with life slowed to a trickle, then dried up completely, leaving behind cracked, thirsty earth. The lush greens of the forest faded to brittle yellows and browns. The air, once filled with the scent of damp earth after a storm, now carried only dust. Nature itself seemed to weaken. The stories tell of plants withering on the vine, of berries that refused to ripen, and of corn stalks that stood stunted and barren in the fields. The animals suffered too. The deer and elk grew thin, their usual watering holes gone. The fish vanished as rivers shrank. The great chain of life, which depended on the cycle of sun and rain, was slowly breaking apart. It was a stark and brutal lesson. The world was not a collection of separate parts, but a deeply interconnected whole. The Thunderbird wasn't just an isolated myth. It was essential to the very survival of the land and its people. This period of silent suffering, whether it lasted for a season or for several years, is remembered as a time of immense hardship and reflection. It forced people to look at their relationship with the natural world and with the spirits who governed it. The absence of the Thunderbird was a powerful teacher, showing them just how fragile the balance of life truly was. They learned that the thunder and rain were not to be feared, but to be welcomed as gifts, as signs that the world was healthy and whole. The silence taught them the true value of the storm. Then, one day, something changed. The legends vary on the exact sign, but all agree that it was mysterious and unmistakable. Some stories say a lone feather, impossibly large and crackling with static electricity, floated down from the cloudless sky and landed in the center of a village. Others speak of a single, deafening clap of thunder that erupted from a clear blue sky, a sound with no storm to explain it. In one coastal tradition, the sign was the appearance of a massive shadow passing over the ocean, the shape of a bird so large it blocked out the sun for a moment before vanishing. Whatever the sign, it was a message. The Thunderbird was returning. A wave of relief and excitement washed over the people. The period of silent fear was ending, and sure enough, on the horizon, dark clouds began to gather for the first time in what felt like an eternity. The air, once stagnant, began to stir with a fresh, cool breeze that carried the scent of distant rain. It was a promise of renewal, a sign that the spiritual world was realigning itself. The balance was being restored. The storm that followed was said to be the most magnificent ever witnessed. The sky turned a deep, dramatic gray. The wind howled, not with destruction, but with joyous energy. And then came the sound they had longed for, the deep, rolling boom of the Thunderbird's wings. It was a sound of immense power and life. Lightning, brighter than any they had ever seen, lit up the sky, not as a threat, but as a celebration. And then the rain came down, a cleansing, life-giving torrent that soaked the parched earth and washed the dust from the world. People didn't run for shelter. They stood out in the open, faces turned to the sky, letting the rain wash over them. It was a baptism, a renewal of their covenant with nature. The sound of thunder was no longer just noise. It was the music of life returning. The world was breathing again. The disappearance and return of the Thunderbird left a permanent mark on the tribes who experienced it. It became a foundational story, a source of crucial lessons passed down to every new generation. The first and most important lesson was about balance and respect. They learned that the natural world is a gift, not a given, and that every element, from the smallest insect to the mightiest storm bird, has a vital role to play. Disrespecting any part of it could have devastating consequences for everyone. The second lesson was about gratitude. The hardship of the drought taught them to never again take the rain for granted. Every storm became a reason for thanks. The sound of thunder was now a reassuring reminder that the world was in order, that the great Thunderbird was watching over them. It transformed their relationship with storms from one of fear to one of respectful appreciation. Finally, the story served as a lesson in hope and resilience. It showed that even in the darkest, most silent of times, when it feels like the world is broken beyond repair, there is always the possibility of renewal. The balance can be restored. The rains can return. The thunder can sound again. It's a powerful message that the connection to the spiritual world and to the natural world can be healed through respect, ceremony, and a change of heart. So the next time you hear a distant rumble of thunder, take a moment to listen. Think of the immense, powerful Thunderbird, and remember the old stories of the day the thunder stopped, a cautionary tale about a silent sky, a thirsty earth, and the profound importance of the storm. It's a reminder that every part of our world has a purpose, and that even the most fearsome forces of nature are part of a beautiful and delicate balance. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the world of the Thunderbird. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more explorations of myth, legend, and history. Let me know in the comments what you think about this powerful story. Until next time, stay curious.